It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Well, I'm back at Impact. Folks, I love coming to Impact. Impact's doing some amazing things in the marketplace as well as what they're doing for their own company. I put a series of interviews together, and over the next couple of days, we're going to be talking to some Impact folks. But I want to start that series out with Cecilia. And Cecilia heads up the media for Impact, the director of media. She's responsible for all the great content you see on LinkedIn and all the other social media platforms, as well as what they're doing for the customers they serve and support. Celia, it's fantastic being here with you.
Yes, nice to be here.
Well, you know, you guys are doing an amazing job with
you.
video. You know, and I'm on video all the time, and I'm on LinkedIn all the time. And when I look at what the marketplace presents to not only potential customers, but how they present their company or their culture in video, it's extremely important. And you guys have definitely nailed that out of the park. And so I just wanted to ask you a few questions about how you're able to do that with such success.
Yeah, for sure. Go for it.
So why don't you just give me a highlight of the media department in general? Like, how many employees do you all have? And, you know, what is your philosophy with those employees for internal and external customers?
Yeah, so we started building our in-house media team in 2018. Before that, I mean, video is not new to Impact. We've been doing it for years, 15, 20 plus years. But we really started to take that direction towards investing in an in-house team in 2018. So we started it, I hired a junior video producer, AJ, who is still on our team today as a cinematographer. And he was kind of in charge of filming all the content, and we were focused more on just getting video content out there on all of our channels. Today, year to date, we take much more of a strategic approach for different principles of the business, but just to kind of give some insight on how the team is broken down. Right now, we're a team of 9, and we're growing, so we look to expand upon that in 2023 and hire more individuals. But how it's sectioned out is primarily we have a team that focuses on all the pre-production work and the production side. So we have cinematographer, senior cinematographer, sound mixer, a video production manager, and they focus on once we have a strategy developed for whether it's a campaign that's for our social channels. They're taking that, building the plans and how we're gonna film and execute it, and bringing that to life on production. And then we also have the post division, which is focusing on editing all the content for the different channels that we're posting to. So that team consists of, we have a junior editor, a lead editor, and a animation person. So that's kind of grown a lot in the past year alone, and we plan to continue growing it as well. So.
I was gonna say that's quite a team, and I imagine that's a big benefit to the end users for the marketing division. It's out there selling marketing services.
Yes.
You know, for a company to build their own.
Exactly, and that's a newer part of the business we took on this past year, which we're very excited about and plan to grow that portion even more. So managed marketing, that's one of our service offerings. We've always offered video and photo as part of our clients, what they can get through managed marketing. And traditionally we were outsourcing that, but now that we have this amazing in-house team built, we can take on all of that client work. So instead of that money going out and paying other people to do it, we can keep it in-house, and we're the team working with the managed marketing team to hit on the productions for our clients as well. So very exciting.
Well, here's a question. You know, a lot of the friends of ours in the industry, if you will, they might be a little bit scared of their people going out there and throwing content out in the social media. So how do you manage the content? And then, you know, is there any protocols that are in place to keep it from getting too much nonsense out in the market?
Yeah, that's a great question. So kind of digging into that, we of course do what we do from a marketing perspective, right? We're creating content that's going on our website, whether it's demos, case studies, and then shorter, more fun content on social channels to bring in interest and engagement to attract more people to our brand. So that's all a very strategic driven approach where we have control over what's going in and what's going out. But I will say when we started rolling out video selling as part of our sales strategy last year, that's when now our reps at the tips of their fingers have the access to create their own video content. So that's where it was like, okay, we need to be cautious on what's going out there because it's not fully within our control. And kind of how we did that, we didn't want to be too, here's what you need to do, right? We want them to have their own freedom and be themselves on video because that's when the best videos are. When you're yourself, you're natural. So I do monthly reports with our sales team to see the types of videos they're sending out, how they're working within the sales cycle. So we keep an eye on it, but really we develop like, here are different kinds of videos to send within the prospecting stage or within the deal cycle or even proposal, because you can strategically place videos in each step of the sales cycle, which will help them keep that conversation going. So we keep an eye on it on a monthly basis, but really it's meant for the reps to develop their message, make sure they're doing their homework on who they're engaging with, customize it. And it's been performing great from the sales side. So.
Well, I think you have some pretty disciplined people from what I see out there. How do you train, because a lot of people are afraid of video. I don't want to do a video for whatever reason. Yep. Do you have any kind of processes to help train them or give them some confidence, if you will? How does that work?
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest thing. When you or brands start video, the challenge is getting them comfortable on camera. So that's the biggest hurdle you need to overcome. And of course, we'll have a list of best practices, especially from a production. You're not going to have 3 cameras and lights surrounding you when they're doing it, right? They're going to record it on their laptops or their phone. But just pay attention to what's behind you. Try to sneak in some branding is what we always tell our sales team. And just make sure you're visible and they can hear you, because that's the important part of the video message.
Cecilia, the bottom line is, video is, the candidness of video is good.
Yes, that's what we say.
Because it does make it more personal. And as far as the content goes that they want to promote through video, do they help write the content?
Yes. I mean, the biggest hurdle I'll speak to before I get to that one is overcoming being comfortable on camera. So you're never going to start all right, create a video. You're not going to be comfortable off bat. It's important, though, to be consistent with it. Just go. I think it was Jeb Blount. I was watching a webinar of his the other week, and he said, when I started first doing video, and he started back in 2014, he wasn't good at it. He's like, it wasn't good. The content I was putting out there wasn't good, but I challenged myself to send and create a video for 30 days in a row, and now he's comfortable with it. So I think the consistency is key. Just get yourself to do it more and more, and then you'll find what works for you on camera. Your personality will be worked in, and you'll be comfortable.
The locations that you have around the country, because you have all this. I'm sitting here looking at a pretty intensive equipment here. So around the country, do you bring the people in if they want to do more in-depth videos here, or do they do them at the facilities that you have around the country?
Yeah, so we, I think right now the media team, we do 8 to 10 productions a month. So that's at least 2 a week, where we're going out between our different offices filming content, or going into our client environments and filming content with them. So we're always doing the high production value at least 8 to 10 times a month. But as far as with the reps creating their videos, that's what's beneficial about them having a video tool, because they don't have to wait for us to film a video that they want to send to a prospect. So they have their guidelines and effective messages that they can use within the prospecting stage, so they don't have to wait on a crew to come out. So we're doing both. Yeah.
How many hours of content do you do a month?
My
if you had to throw a number at it?
It's way too much. We do a lot of content. The video team can answer that more, but every shoot is at least 8 hours, accounting for setup and takedown. Probably at least 30 to 40 hours of content every month.
And so someone on your team, so I'm just going to let you answer the question, but someone on your team won an award.
He was nominated for an Emmy. Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so that was very exciting. Since we kind of really took an investment the past 2 years with video in terms of the people we have behind the cameras, the equipment that we're using, we submitted a lot of our work to the Midwest, the Chicago Midwest Emmys, and we definitely felt very confident with the motion graphics and the animation work that we've done this past year. So Sean, who was nominated for an Emmy, put together a reel of all of his projects throughout the past year, and he was nominated. So we went to the Emmys. That was Impact's first presence at the Midwest Emmys. We didn't take home the award, but we plan to be back next year.
But you were nominated.
Yes.
And I got to ask all of my friends in the space here, we're trying to figure out how to do video, and at Impact they're actually getting nominated for Emmy. So that's a big kudos to y'all. It's a lot of hard work. You put a lot of effort into that over these years, I'm sure.
Yes.
So where do you see the future of all of this?
The future is very big. Right now, we are in the works and talks of building our studio, which would be on our Lake Forest campus. So where we are today, where Dot Security is located between our headquarters for Impact and the USO, and the studio is going to be right over here too. So that's going to open up a ton of doors as far as what we're doing from a video and photo perspective, especially for the client work we're doing. We'll be able to take them into our studio, build any environments where we typically have it, and we have a lot of fun things on the horizon. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called virtual production, which is in front of a screen. So it's like an LED screen where we can build any kind of environment, control every setting within the studio, which eliminates, like waiting for the sun to be in the perfect spot when you're filming. And yeah, that's going to open up a lot of doors for our client work in terms of like commercials we can film for our clients and things like that. So
that's interesting. So you're actually looking, or aspirations to actually do commercials that they would actually put on the regular networks.
And all of that's spearheaded by the managed marketing team and the client work in terms of the strategy that we're doing. But we're actually talking right now to one of the managed marketing clients on a commercial they want to do. So they have two 30-second spots, I believe. So now we're starting to write scripts for that and talk about how we're going to go film them because they want their commercials to air. So very
totally amazing. You got to be excited. I mean, who would have thought? We're in the this business started as a print company.
Yeah.
We're into managed marketing. We're doing commercials that are going to be aired on the regular networks.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
We're building a studio on the campus. Super exciting stuff. I know you and your team have got to be pretty excited.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to add before we end?
I think the biggest thing is, especially for brands who are a little bit hesitant to get on video, just start. Like even if it's at the bare bones and very minimal, just do something, because 80% of people are seeking more videos from brands, which is an increase from last year. So more each year, the demand for video, or the want from a consumer's perspective, continues to be on the increase. So your consumers that are out there wanting video, and if you're not doing that, you're missing a huge part of that engagement, especially early on in bringing leads into your business. So whether you're doing it on your phone to get started or sending one-to-one videos to high-end prospects, just start at the bare bones. Take a look at how those videos are doing and the feedback you're getting from people you're sending it to, and refine your strategy over time. But the key thing is, just get started.
Well, I'll ditto what Jeb said. When I started my videos, I think I'm about 900 in now, but if you go back on my YouTube channel to the very beginning, it was terrible. I mean, I was reading stuff off my computer screen. It was horrific. So it is a thing about practice.
Yes, and
nothing's easy, as they say.
Indeed, and when we started creating videos a lot these past couple of years, we even take a look back, like, oh my gosh, that setup or that quality, you'll get better over time, but you got to start somewhere, and it's important just to start delivering video content.
Well, you guys are pretty sophisticated in how you do it, a lot of discipline, and I'm excited about where you're all going with this.
Yes, we are too.
I can't wait for that studio to get built.
Yes, we'll have to have you come in, film some more End of the Day with Rays.
That's what I'm thinking. Because everybody watching us knows this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo. We'll see y'all later.